say. It's the 5th night of Yuletide, and endeavouring to keep my promise to do 12 readings over 12 nights. I don't really expect anybody to be tuning in at this time on this particular evening, but if you are, thank you and greetings. There's no real seasonal connection with these poems, unless perhaps you count the very tenuous link people make between Odin the god and Santa Claus, Father Christmas, the gift giver. True, they both wear hoods at times, they both wear blue at times, they're both bearded, they both ride through the sky, but whether there is a natural link, take your choice. These poems are for Odin and for Freyja, two deities to whom I feel closest, whose presence I've felt, and to whom I give thanks for the poems I'm given. And these are dedicated to those. Odin is famous as a kind of god of war, a ferocious god, but far more than that, he's the god of the dead. And more than that, even the god of knowledge and poetic inspiration, seeking always to gain more knowledge. I kind of feel that beyond that even, he's a god of consciousness. Human consciousness, God consciousness. His own sacrifice of himself to himself on the world tree to gain the runes, by which you might infer that he gains language, or even that he gains thought. I've always felt that we feel things before we think them. Belief follows belove. And that often we try to impose our thought on our feeling without being patient and waiting to see what it is. And speaking of Odin, that thought is in this poem. First thought last. First there is the fury. Then there is the thought. Odin knows this. Give me runes in his every scream, falling back for them. I am air, I am spirit, I am wild furore. I make them sacred. I give them up, he said. Myself for myself. Rope around his neck, no wind for you, hanging from the tree, no ground for you, swirling in the press of the eagle's wings, all fury elsewhere. Bleeding, starving, gasping. First there is the fury, welter of rage, without thought, without meaning. Give me runes, give me reasons, make of me a greater god. Raven, bring me thought of the dead men. Raven, bring me memory of all the dead women. Rage like an 8-legged steed, ridden by a wiser one. Ravens on the wing. First there is the fury. Finally, there is thought. Odin knows this. And tales of Odin travelling the world, encountering the giants, the immense beings that existed before Midgard, interrogating them, questioning them for more knowledge. Odin might almost be the god of the gotcha moment. In riddle contests and questioning contests, coming up at the end with, what did Odin whisper into Baldur's ear? Baldur being dead. And no one knows what he whispered but he. And so Odin wins again and again the riddling questions, the questions and contests. This is an imagining of another such contest. Odin before one of the wise giants, interrogating these things that are so immense that we can only understand piece by piece, question by question. Often he goes by the name Grim, the masked one. Fire on my sword hand, fire on my shield. The cold that runs across my mind is not enough. Iron nerves can melt. Daring to be dead already may dull the fear. Immense, the Etin imitates the sky. Knowledge comes from nothing, knowing void. Thought waits on motion, memory on both. Odin is the stillest thing, stays curious. By what name is it known among the 9 worlds, the fear in every heart? First among the Jotun, if you have wisdom words can carry, speak so you are heard. Spit is Kvasir's blessing. The fire is afraid of falling away. The ice fears inertia. Ettinkind, understanding. The Vanir make a villain out of virtuous thought, while the Aesir have no fear but annihilation. Men fear leaving the middle way, women fear their words of command. The elves fear the other will be lost. The dead fear nothing, doom is assured. Now I have named it. Next is yours. Speak out, hooded one, what holds your fear? I will tell you when tomorrow comes. This dread, like you, lying dead at my feet. Another contest of questions 1. Odin is a guide into knowledge as well. So as he may challenge with questioning the immense things so hard to understand, so we can help question by question, poem by poem, our own understandings as we face ourselves, things within and without, almost too large to grasp. This is called Aurgelmir. Aurgelmir is the name the giants give to the first of their kind, known elsewhere as Ymir. The name translates, I think, into something like the roaring sands. And when we're talking of a being so immense that his skull is the sky, to call him something so small is curious. Aurgelmir. I am before the face of a glacier. Odin is beside me. Ask, he says, naming me. None shall answer, but I shall hear, as I always hear. The ice is numb, knowledgeable, thick, towers into sky, tips away, to left and right, to leave me circled. But there is ground, its grindings at my feet, heaped rocks, heaved, discarded. So ice is not all. Instances of melt. Thor takes his namesake. Through my fingers, sand and gravel slip like days. Taking up grains, granular leavings, I face the giant. This is the first of you. Ground at my feet, graded to pebbles. All the little things from which large things are formed. The roaring sands rest where the sea of ice ends. That might even almost be the encircling walls of a depression or something like. Chipped away by the small and the real and the concrete, till the immense thing is understood. There's a reflection of that thought in folklore. So many folk tales of a human hero encountering a giant in fairy tale and such, only to be helped by the daughter or the wife of the giant in surviving, in stealing some treasure, in learning something. This is called the giant's daughter. All the immense climb of her father's face, she clung above me, directing my hands a bit to your left, now up and right, to the next fingernail ledge, shouting now and then, "Hold on, gotta pee!" And all the slurry suddenly fell, barely evaded. Then up again, hitched like her skirts, avoiding a glimpse. Forever above me, my life and my understanding trailing down, 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 down below and behind, resting at night in the cleft of her chest, booming heartbeat, giggles in her sleep, then up again, secret ways and desperate pauses, wait till he's sleeping, big kiss, daddy. To ascend past his eyes, we're at the brow, only another week now. Fed by scratches of skin and spit, reaching at last the crown, the untapped fontanelle. There, she says, bring you the hammer down here. And when he is dead, we shall be wed. The helpful giantesses. The very first of these was feeling going into thought, and Odin being an exemplar of that, perhaps. These next three go in the other direction of thought returning to feeling. The first is called To Folkvangr, and the second To Folkvangr Part II. They were written separately but came together. Folkvangr is the field of the folk, is the after-death heaven built and cared for by the goddess Freyja. And she appears in the second of these. And in the first, we're waiting for her arrival. To Folkvangr. Odin has met with me at the riverbank, and I have wept at his hand upon my shoulder, like the rain on stone. I can sense his eagle breath searching me, like I've rabbits, lambs to prey upon, or mountain goats to speak with. I breathe him in, and there is honey now on my tongue. It glues me into silence, but I was only ever listening. Such thoughts as reach up my arm, catch in my throat, itching at my eye. I turn my head to speak my love. His lips are already on my mouth, and he uses them safely to tell the truth. I drink it down while I have it. The crash of feathers are not his. She will be here soon, he says. Here soon. Do I know how to tell the truth? I'm asking her on a warm day. She's just landed, feathers in a dust cloud. Are you using words? She's asking, only with her eyes. And the beak and talons come loose, fall away. Truth isn't told. She's using her mouth now, and I've watched the shadow formed by her breasts before looking away ashamed. Kiss me, she says. The truth comes flooding through. She's caught it. I'm on all fours, shaking. Did you not need me to be ready? Soft flesh taking finger press. It helps if you want to speak truth. And the rest, I ask, what comes after? Oh, that's just the having of it. As you walk, sleep. As I fly. This, the last. And is playful. It plays with the law. It plays with thoughts. It plays with the thought of what do we take with us when we fare forth, if anything. It plays too also with Odin's famous hall, Valhalla, where he gathers up the warriors, the worthy warriors, to help him in his fight against the dead at the end of time, the end of the world. But also plays a little with the fact that of those dead, those fearsome warriors, Freyja takes the first choice of the first half. Called the Choosers. Odin stopped me with his spear at the door. Only one, he said. Only one thought, only one memory. The rest you leave here. Birds hopping bright and black, bleak, amongst the heap the fallen warriors have left behind. We fell, and a name carried on their back. Only one thought, only one memory. I turned instead to she in golden feathers, taloned gaze, Freyja gathering the dun, cats upon her shoulders, at her feet, red with fur, she smiles. Only one feeling, she says. The rest you leave behind. Leading me gladly through fields of wheat.